What's up, fellow junkies, and welcome back. I am your host, Horror Junkies 519, and this is hopefully going to be the last episode of My Horror Collection Revealed, the DVD editions, that is. So I'm going to try and get right into this right now and try and get this last stack done, and hopefully if I have enough time, I'll talk to you guys a little bit. But we're going to get through this, hopefully as quick as possible. It's my last stack. So here we go, guys. Alright, starting right off the bat. The Return of the Living Dead. If you guys haven't seen this kind of a zombie comedy movie, you guys are definitely missing out. I definitely love this movie. It's actually a franchise, so we'll get into the rest of them. But I highly recommend this one. The other ones, not so much. But if you haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. It's one of those zombie comedy movies that it just fits everybody. It's so well done. Alright guys, so Return of the Living Dead 2. I think this one is very well done as well. I mean, it's not as enjoyable as the first one, because I almost feel like the first one, like there was someone smiling down upon them when they made that movie. But Return of the Living Dead, also very good. I enjoy it. Alright, Return of the Living Dead 3. Definitely a little bit different. As you can see, this chick basically it's just like the main character, protagonist chick in this movie. This movie is very awesome. As far as going through 1 through 3, this series, franchise, very good. Very, a little silly, so if you guys aren't expecting like the serious zombie movies, maybe you won't enjoy them, but if you enjoy like a zombie comedy, or like horror comedy, anything, I can recommend those to you guys. Alright guys, so, Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis, alright. This is kind of where they go downhill a little bit. This one's still watchable, it's very ridiculous. They just keep getting more and more ridiculous as they go figure. But I can still watch it. I think they're all worth watching, but I mean, you don't really have to own them. Alright guys, last one. Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave. Worst one out of the series. I still can watch it. I mean, definitely not one of my favorites by a long shot. But, I mean, I enjoy my zombie comedy movies sometimes. I mean, this series, I think they did it right. Like, they have their serious zombie parts, they have their silly parts. I feel like they blend them together pretty well. Alright guys, so this is American versions. The Ring. I enjoy this movie. I have not seen the Japanese counterpart, Ringu. Bums me out a little bit because I really think I should see that. This is almost like a remake, but this is just the American version. But I enjoy this movie. Very great story, mystery kind of movie. It's actually kind of scary. It's got some scary parts. So, you know, when something's actually kind of scary, it helps out. We're moving on to The Ring 2. A lot of people don't like this movie, but I enjoyed it still. It's still very watchable, still very enjoyable. It doesn't have the scare aspect, the minimal one the first one has. This one doesn't have it at all. But I still like to see the ending story, and I'm a completist, as we know. Hearing about them doing a third one, I'm in. If they do it, I'll watch it. Hopefully it's good. I enjoy good movies. Alright guys, so probably the biggest torture franchise in a long time. Saw. Saw 1. This is probably, in my opinion, the best one. I mean, I haven't watched the whole series in a long time, but definitely I remember the first one very vividly. If you guys are in torture, those kind of sick game movies, this is definitely one for you. This franchise won't let you down. Alright, continuing on with Saw 2. I mean, they kind of, each one of these has their ups and downs. Like I said, the first one's the best, but I enjoy this whole series for what it is. I mean, I'm not expecting like some insane writing or anything like that. But it is what it is. It's just, I enjoy the kills in it a lot. I love the creativity. That's the biggest thing. The atmosphere is fun. The killer in it is whatever. I mean, it's just, if you guys haven't seen these movies, it's basically an old guy and a doll, basically, which doesn't make any sense. But for you guys that have seen these, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's very interwoven. It's a very confusing story. But, I mean, they get it. I mean, the people who get it, but I can't really explain to you guys here now. It'd be too hard if you haven't seen them. Going on with Saw 3. I mean, basically they just get more gruesome and more messed up as you go along. And then they just keep interwoven things, so it gets a little confusing. Alright then, Saw 4. I mean, just continue on. And I do have 5, 6, and 7. Those are in my Blu Ray collection, which you'll get to see that after I'm done with my DVD collection. So, but I got the rest of them. I need to decide whether I want them all on DVD or Blu Ray. But so it's a good little franchise. I mean, not everyone's good. I'm not gonna say that, but the first one is definitely decent. All right, guys, Scanners. I bought this movie just because of the premise. I heard basically you have a mind ability to blow someone's head up. That sounds awesome. Probably a little bit more of a science fiction movie, but it always finds its way into my horror section. But Scanner's definitely a good flick. Heard about this on that TV show Holliston, on the FearNet, I believe it is. One of those, probably not FearNet. It's on the internet. They're working on their 3rd season right now. That is a great show. If you're a horror fan, check out Holliston. They're in my Blu Ray collection as well, so you guys will get to see those hopefully soon, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright guys, classic I'm going with. I love this movie. The Shining. I know that Stephen King despises this movie because it's really not a well representation of his book, and I guess there's a TV version that's a little better. But I love this movie. It is such a classic. If you guys are looking for classic films and haven't seen this one, definitely check it out. It is a Stephen King film, but he did not want to put his name on it. But it's a good movie, and I'm sure that just drives him crazy. Alright guys, Sleepy Hollow. Headless Horseman. I gotta love this movie. Definitely one of the better Headless Horseman movies I've seen. I've seen, well, mostly animated ones from like Disney and stuff, but I definitely enjoy this movie. Johnny Depp is great in it. You guys are fans of Johnny Depp and you want something a little horror, that's not Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd's a good movie, don't get me wrong, but Sleepy Hollow, definitely worth checking out. This is probably one of the real first, like, old school idea movies I watched. I mean, Headless Horseman is such an old idea, but this movie is really good. Recommendations all around. Alright, Splinter. If you guys haven't seen this movie, it's kind of a creature feature. This movie surprised the hell out of me. I did not think this movie was going to be great. On the cover right itself, it says the year's best beast. And I was thinking, it's like, okay, they're just saying that trying to get me to buy it. I rented it. Ha! I win. But I watched it, loved it, and I recently just bought it. This is such a good flick. You guys definitely worth checking out if you're into your creature features. Definitely a cool idea, I thought, with it. Not an original idea, as far as I know. As you guys have seen, if you've been following along with my Horror Collection Revealed, I don't have a ton of creature features. But that one's fun. Alright, Stay Alive. Man, do I hear the worst things said about this movie. But, honestly, I love this movie. It's the video game that if you die in the game, you die in real life. I mean, I think it's got a pretty good idea. Was this movie perfect? No. Do I want to play this game immediately because the game itself looks really cool? Yes. But I don't really want to die. I'm horrible at video games. But definitely worth checking out, you guys. Always give it a watch. It's the worst thing you can do. You're going to waste an hour and a half. But Stay Alive, definitely one I'd recommend. The Strangers. Another one of those movies that I feel like is so good, but a lot of people just hate on it quite a bit. Like, the creepy, eerie elements of this movie just are so wonderful. I mean, lady just being in the house by herself and you see a figure in the background. I mean, yeah, this isn't fast-paced in any way, shape, or form, but man, I love this movie. Just gotta love it. Bruce Campbell's on his way down. Sundown, The Vampire Retreat. This is such a goofy vampire movie, obviously. Bruce Campbell, the main man in it. Definitely worth watching. If you like Bruce Campbell, you always gotta at least watch his movie at least once, every single time. But I've been liking him, so it's a good time. Survival of the Dead, George Romero's latest zombie movie. Definitely the worst one. It's watchable, but it's very slow-paced, not a lot going on. Interesting story about two people on an island trying to claim it for their last name. Yeah, not the best one, but definitely worth a watch, you guys. Alright, Bruce Campbell's coming on down. Terminal Invasion. Probably the one I've watched the least of Bruce Campbell. I believe there's an alien invasion going on in like an airport or something like that. I believe Bruce Campbell's a convict, and he ends up being the hero. Probably a stereotypical story, I would think. Not sure. Definitely one I want to recheck out. I love Bruce Campbell, so just seeing him in a movie just makes everything better to me a little bit. Alright guys, John Carpenter's The Thing. Classic. Everyone knows this movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. You know, I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm telling you to rent it, check it out, see what you think. But it's such a classic. John Carpenter, the guy who made Halloween. Always check out his movies. That guy's top notch. Alright, you guys, the remake of The 13 Ghosts. I have not seen the original, but I enjoy this movie. I want to check out the original because a lot of people say they don't like this one compared to the original, so I like this movie, so maybe the original will make me think differently. But Definitely worth a watch. It's a more modern day movie. Ghost story, whatever. Alright guys, if you've been watching the Gory Details with me and my buddy Jeff, Trick or Treat. This is a fool movie because it says Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne on the cover, and they're in it for about 5 seconds each. Okay, Gene Simmons might be in a little bit longer, but this is definitely a fun rock and roll heavy metal movie, horror movie. It's good stuff. Whenever horror and metal, rock and roll get put together, it's a good time. Good time. Alright guys, funnest movie I've seen in a long time. I've been a fan of this since I first saw it. Troll Hunter. If you guys haven't seen this kind of mockumentary style video, definitely recommend it. But it's definitely not for everybody. So definitely, like I say, rent. Don't straight up buy it. Do what I did. I rented it, then I bought it. I love this movie. So well done. For kind of a silly idea, but it was fun. Alright, horror elements. Not a horror movie, but it's got horror elements. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. I really am on the fence with comedy horror movies, you guys. But this is probably the best one I've seen in a long time. This is such a good frickin' movie. It's got the frickin' red SPD Power Ranger, if you guys were Power Ranger fans back in the day. I mean, it is what it is, you guys. It's just such a good movie. If you guys are horror fans and you want to laugh too, this is the one, you guys. Awesome stuff. Alright, moving on down. Another John Carpenter's Vampires. Definitely a good vampire movie. Definitely a little different, I would say, from the few vampire movies I watch. But John Carpenter, like I said, always give his movies a watch. And I did that. I should have bought this one just because it said John Carpenter on it. I enjoyed it, so I can recommend it. It's a good time. Alright, you guys, the original, I believe, the original Wizard of Gore. I've only watched this movie once, so I really don't want to say much about it, whether I recommend it, whether I liked it. I need to give it another shot, because at this point it's on the chopping block. But I'm willing to give it another chance, because that's what I do here on the Horror Junkies 509. I almost said the Gory Details. I want to be doing an episode so bad right now. If you guys haven't checked those episodes out, check them out, you guys. Probably the funnest things I do on this channel. I really enjoy doing those. Alright guys, newer franchise, Wrong Turn. This first one, so well done. Kind of people going in the woods, attacked by mutant freaks. Good stuff. Can't go wrong. You know what you're getting into. Woods, freaks, whatever. Wrong Turn 2, yep, Dead End. Another great one. I think the one after this was the worst one ever, and then I couldn't watch the rest of them. But apparently the ones like 3, 4, and 5 and 6 are good. So I think I just got to get through the third one. So hopefully I'll get the rest of these in my collection. But Wrong Turn 2 I can definitely recommend as well. Definitely a fun concept for a movie. They kind of got a game show setting going on. And it's got Henry Rollins in this movie. One of the lead singers of Black Flag, you guys. My best friend's going to be stoked I said that. Jeff, if you've seen the Gory Details, you know who I'm talking about. Alright guys, Blue Underground. Haven't heard this word in a while. Phrase. Zombie. This is the most fun, old school zombie movie I've ever seen. The Eye. If you guys have seen this, you know what I'm talking about. That is such good imagery. I love the feel of that. It just, it's one thing I always hear about, and it's like, now that I know what they're talking about, I just love it. You can't beat this for as old school zombie movies go. I respect this movie, and I recommend it. Definitely. Alright guys, I did it. It's the last movie in my DVD collection. This is very lackluster, but whatever. Zombie Strippers. Horrible movie. It's got Robert Englund in it. Whatever. It's maybe Freddy Krueger, but this is an awful movie. I don't know why this is still in the collection, but it still just stays. I watch it every now and then. It's a good for a laugh every now and then, I guess. A little weird, but it is what it is. Alright guys, so as far as my DVD collection, that's it. I plan on coming back at you guys with my Blu Ray set, my Blu Ray collection, so my horror collection revealed, the Blu Ray edition, so that's kind of my plans with that. If you guys are new to my channel, definitely check out everything on here. I got a lot of different stuff coming on here. I'm hopefully going to be doing a Halloween edition of the Gory Details with me and Jeff, hopefully in our Halloween costumes, which would be fun. So you guys join us there. Hopefully going to be getting a new Franchise Fridays out soon, you guys. So I hope you guys are following along. Come check us out. There's lots of good stuff on this channel. So I'm Horror Junkies 509 signing out. And I want you guys to come to me and let's talk about horror. Check you guys later.